Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. You guys, listen, I appreciate the fact that so many people have been supporting my channel, even though I haven't been as consistent as I have been in the past. 2024 has been a challenge to me, okay? I'm not consistent in anything. Even being a mother, I'm a part-time mother at this point. But I appreciate you guys that have stick with me on this channel, and you've been supporting the channel. I can see the views. Kancane, kancane, guys, we're coming. I appreciate it. So make sure that when you watch these videos, you just check over here, you guys, if you are subscribed, and also liking the video is also free. I appreciate the people that have been pressing the thanks button. I do see you guys. Sometimes I get the notifications late. I'll be looking at when the person gave me a thanks, but then it will be like maybe a day later, and I don't know why I'm not getting my notifications early enough. So thank you so much for those people that are doing that. Thank you to those people that are doing that. Ulimo luka George, guys. Anyway, you guys, there's also other ways to support the channel. You can watch adverts on this video. You've given me money if you watch adverts on this video. There's a join button if you want to be a member, because there are videos that sometimes I just keep for members only. Sometimes I start by releasing the video to the members and then to the rest of the family. So just make sure that if you want to be a VIP, you press the join button. Otherwise, you will get it later on, okay? But it's okay. Thank you so much to everybody that supports the channel. Let's talk about this Nomcebo story that is on the Sunday World, you guys, because we've done two stories on this previously, and all of those stories were on the Sunday World. Initially, the story that was published, you guys, was that Zuma enkandla, Jacob Zuma, the former president of the country and also the current president of Umkhonto weSizwe, his daughter was preparing to marry the king of the Swaziland, okay? The Swati king, King Mswati, okay? So now, the first story that I did was that they were talking about how when the people came, okay, Abakongi came from Swaziland to Enkandla to pay lobola for Nomcebo. Bob Jacob Zuma was under the impression that that was for the king's son. So basically, Unomcebo, who is only 21 years old, by the way, you guys, was marrying the king's son, the prince, okay? So when the negotiations were going on, he discovered that this was not actually for the son. It was actually for the king himself. I don't know, you guys, how that happens, okay? I don't know how it changes from the prince being the one that was going to marry Unomcebo. Now it's the king that is going to marry Unomcebo. But apparently, or allegedly, the king at some point, because Jacob Zuma and King Mswati have a relationship. It's not the first time Bekaniselana. I believe Ubab Zuma has actually married somebody from the royal family in Swaziland. Okay, so they do have that relationship. So during Umhlanga, which is the Reed event, okay, King Mswati had expressed to Jacob Zuma that he really liked uLono Nomcebo, but he had said, I like this one for my son. Okay. So I don't know if maybe the son, when the son was like, when he saw Nomcebo, or when he was told about Nomcebo, he decided, no, he's not really interested. And then the king decided that he was going to take Nomcebo for himself. I don't know how it moved from Nomcebo being the interest for the prince to Unomcebo now for the king, but it ended up being like that. So the first article that I had done, you guys, was that when the negotiations were taking place, that is when Jacob Zuma discovered that the negotiations were actually not for the prince, it was for the king. That is when he got upset. Now, what wouldn't make sense, you guys, is how Jacob Zuma would be upset about the king taking Unomcebo as his wife, being 21 years old, because you guys, wasn't like 19 when we first heard of some rumors about him getting together with her, and they ended up having a baby, and they were preparing to get married too. I don't know what happened to the marriage, but they ended up not getting married. Okay, so it would be weird to be like, okay, so it's okay for you to do it, but he can't do it with your daughter. And anyway, you guys, Mina, I would really love to hear from him now, Unomcebo, you guys. I don't know. Like, I would like to hear from him. Does she want to marry the king? Why would she want to marry the king? Okay, you are only 21 years old. I'm sure Gego shot for with Dumkwenyana if Usufunukan, that kind of a thing. I'm just like wondering, you guys, okay, has anybody spoken to her? Okay, she's not being held hostage over here and being forced to marry the king. Are we sure that she is okay? I would love to hear that, you guys. But anyway, so the negotiations, you guys, had moved ahead, even though Jacob Zuma had actually was like, listen, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to be part of this. If you guys want to continue, you can continue. Because remember, you guys, when the negotiations are taking place, the father is not really part of the negotiations. He would have people there that he would be like, this is what I want, that would speak for him. Okay. So I guess the people continued with the negotiations without him because he was like, I'm not going to be part of that. Okay. We are still not sure what the reasons are, but he was upset about something. Okay. Maybe he was upset that his friend didn't tell him the truth, that he was the one that was loboling his daughter. Okay. Or maybe he just, I don't know, you guys, but something, he was not happy with the negotiations. Okay. So now they are talking about how Nomcebo's life is now in danger and they have had to beef up the security around her. That's why for me, I'm like, I would love to hear Ugutu Nomcebo, how does she feel about this whole situation, because it just feels hectic. Okay, you are going to marry the king, somebody that already has 15 wives at 21 years old, and your father is not happy about something when it comes to these negotiations, because from what we've seen, she seems to be very close to her father. Are you okay with that? Okay, it would be nice to actually hear from Unomcebo. So this is what they are saying, you guys, on the Sunday World. They are saying that the security around her has had to be beefed up because they are scared for her life. Okay, this is a thing, you guys. They are saying that in Swaziland there has been some tension because people are not happy with the decision that the king is taking. Remember that during the first and the second article that I did on this story, they had said that the king was going to give the Zuma family 100 cows. Okay, you can just count, you guys, okay? Because I'm sure that these cows are not in Gomez, like the cows as Aloboluthando they by Isencane Lengane, I'm sure it's like, in Gomez, so just imagine how much is just one cow. Now he was supposed to pay 100 cows, 100 cows. And on top of that, there was a 2 million that he was supposed to pay. So if you, whatever, 100 cows times whatever the value is for one cow, and then plus 2 million. Okay. The mother Kanomcebo was the one that was pushing, allegedly, for the negotiations to go ahead. And some people were saying it's because of how much money they were going to gain from this whole thing. 2 million is not, imali encane, and 100 cows is not imali encane. So now they are saying, this is the Sunday World that is saying this, okay, that in Swaziland, okay, people are not happy about that because they are feeling like these are resources that the king should be using to improve people's lives. Okay, how are you going to take the 16th wife? Do you even need a 16th wife? Okay, so people are not happy about that. So they are scared that people might act up. Okay, act out. Which one is the right one? I don't know. Somebody might do something crazy to Nomcebo just because they are not happy about the fact that so much money is being spent to get her as the king's wife. Okay, and also you guys remember in the past two articles that I had done, the wives, they were saying that the wives are not happy because when he took the 15th wife, they were promised that that was the last wife that the king was going to take. Okay, I guess that's a nice thing about being a king. You can just change your mind and nobody can tell you anything about it. Okay, so the wives were not happy that he was moving ahead and taking another wife after he had promised that the 15th wife was the last wife that he was taking. And I honestly think that, yeah, if you want many wives, the 15 should be the maximum, because then that means that each wife can get, at most 2 days. And now, remember, this is a very busy man. So, you might not even get that 2 days in a month. I don't know, you guys. I'm just thinking that if you marry a king, it's really about money. You want that comfortable life. You don't really want a relationship, because when are you going to spend time with your husband? Okay. So listen, you guys. So the people are saying that the king is using the money that belongs to the citizen to pay this lobola to the Zuma family. And they are saying that the whole purpose is just to enrich the Zuma family. Okay. But I'm thinking, you guys, if he wanted to do that, he could have just donated to the Zuma family. I feel like that, he could have just given them money. Did he have to take Unomcebo? Okay. So now they are saying that Unomcebo is being used as a pawn in this whole thing. It's almost like they're saying the moving of the money from Swaziland to the Zuma family is for something else, but they are using Unomcebo to make it look like the king is taking the wife from the Zuma family and he's paying this money to the Zuma family for the purpose of Ilobola. But they are saying that it might not be for Ilobola. So she's like a front for something, a sinister that is going on behind the transferring of the money. There's even a mention in the article of the money laundering situation that they are saying possibly maybe they are covering up for that. Okay, what I wouldn't understand about it is if it was because of that, you guys, I would think that Jacob Zuma would be aware that that's what they are trying to do. So why would he walk away? Because the source of the first story was that he actually walked out of the negotiations. He even left the homestead on the day that the Swaziland delegate was there to negotiate Ilobola. So I'm thinking that if they had prior arrangements with the king that this money was going to be given to the Zuma family, but they were going to use Unomcebo as the front, that he would be aware of that. Why would he be upset about it if that was the arrangement? But people are thinking that maybe that's the reason why the king suddenly wants to take the 16th wife when he had promised that he wasn't going to take the 15th wife. So they are saying also that people are not happy. Okay, so the citizens of Swaziland are not happy because they are saying the king is manipulating culture for his benefits. Okay, which I think it is, you guys. I think that the thing of taking multiple wives, really honestly, people will use culture just because they just want to go wild sometimes, and I can say it, guys. Well, for us, we have the president. Okay, imagine if the president just used, our taxpayers' money to be taking all of these wives, we would have a problem too. Okay, so I understand how the citizens will be feeling the way that they are feeling. Okay, so now they are saying, also the citizens are saying, allegedly, that the whole thing of Cancelana, the Zuma and the Dlamini family, at this point, it's looking like incest. Okay, and this is a thing that I feel like I agree with the Swaziland people when they say possibly the king is manipulating culture for his benefit. Because every time a man wants to take multiple wives, they use culture, our culture. Emandulo vele amakhosikazi ayemvele ethathu, wawungabi nenkosikazi eyodwa, no, they would say that. But what I understand is that once the families have an exchange yama marriage, once Sen Cancelen and a family, that means that now you are related. So when Uzuma took a wife from, the royal family, after that, the Zuma family and the royal family are related. And akufanele nganiselane more than that. If you do it more than that, it kind of becomes incest. And apparently, there's been multiple marriages between the Zuma family and the Dlamini family. So people are saying, if really the reason you are taking all of these wives is culture, how come you are ignoring the culture when it comes to the fact that once Ukaniselan and a family, now you are related to them? Why so many exchanges of the wives between the family? Because it is now incest. That's what they are saying. Okay, so there is also fear of riots that might take place in Swaziland, because apparently people are really not happy with the fact that the resources of the country are being used to take a wife that the king does not need, because they are saying the king is at his old age already. Why is he taking more wives, and why so much money is being given to the Zuma family? Okay, so with everybody being upset, the Swaziland people are not happy about it. The wives that were already there, the king's wives that are already there, are not happy about it. They feel like Nomcebo's life is in danger. So that's why they decided to beef up the security. Okay, But remember the last story that we did, that they did say that Nomcebo is already spending most of the time in Swaziland already, and she is even attending events with the king, okay, which means that really they are moving. Even though Jacob Zuma is not happy with the fact that the whole thing is the whole thing is happening, she is moving forward as if she is okay with marrying the king. I'm just like, what 21-year-old wants to marry such an old man? But maybe, I said, guys, does anybody know? Please send me the, the pictures of the royal homestead. Okay, maybe, Nami, I'll pretend to say, Nami Minga Shatala. I don't understand it, you guys. I don't understand. I do wonder, you guys, is she okay with it? But she must be. Ne? I don't know. I'm worried about her. 21. Anyway, you guys, that's all that I wanted to talk about. Hopefully, you guys, she's safe over there by Swaziland, okay? Because obviously, your father is over here. He will not be able to, protect her there. Listen, you guys, it is interesting that Bab Jacob Zuma would be upset about Nomcebo marrying the king if the issue is the age. Because we know that there was once upon a time Bab Jacob Zuma and Lakonto, okay, who was what? 19 years old at the time that she met the president. Okay, so you will do it, but you don't want it done with your children. Okay. By the way, you guys, okay, I love Bab Jacob Zuma. Hi, I'm just asking questions and shit. Hey, thank you so much, you guys, for watching this video. Please tell me what you think about this in the comment section. Guys, do you really think Utunamtab is okay with it? What if Nomcebo thinks she's going to marry the son? Agazi ukuthi she's marrying the king. Is she allowed to get into the internet and see the stories? I'm just asking. Yeah. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it before Pumegana, share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Tanda. Cool.